bet I know why you're here. You are here because you would like help writing or preparing an essay outline for your inductive reasoning chart. Before we go any further, make sure you have gone to Blackboard and looked in my course documents and found the inductive reasoning chart that's at the very, very bottom. You want to print that out, or you want to have it open and have me in the background. So as I go through those steps, you have something to look at. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'll wait. Got it. All right, so let's get started with this outline. Inductive reasoning, you start off with the evidence first and the thesis statement last. If you want to start off with your thesis statement, then you need to find my deductive reasoning video that is posted under the announcements page on my Blackboard site. So inductive reasoning, we want to gather evidence first for the question, were the actions of the Protestant Reformation an effective way to reform the Catholic Church and or European society? Were the actions of the Protestant Reformation an effective way to reform the Catholic Church and or European society? That's the essay question that we're trying to prepare for. And in section 1, it talks about gathering evidence, listing out specific factual evidence for this essay. Now, ideally, you want to have around 12 pieces of information, no less than 10. 15. After that, you're probably set. I won't take off points if you have more than 15. But I would really like to see 12. Like I said, I'm okay with more, but if you have 10, try to get 2 more pieces of information there. Why is because the next section, I'm assuming that we are writing a traditional or typical 5-paragraph essay, which have 3 supporting paragraphs, and so if you have 12, I'm just thinking even numbers, 4, 4, and 4, 15, 5, 5, and 5, something like that. I know 15 is not an even number. Don't try to get me on that. Anyway, so now that you have the evidence, you want to look at the evidence, and you want to try to detect any similarities that these pieces share. Does the evidence does a certain trend, a movement, idea, pop out at you? Does some of the evidence point to ways the Protestant Reformation was not effective? Does some of the evidence only deal with the Catholic Church? You want to start grouping together the evidence accordingly. Try to find those categories in which you can place them in, and you also want to name the categories as well. Catholic Church, effective, not effective, something like that. Pretty simple stuff. The next part, you want to rank order your evidence in some sort of manner, some sort of logical manner. Most important to least important, most effective to least effective, something that will help you give your essay some sort of direction, and that will help you if you are going to take the next step and write an essay, which pieces of evidence you would feel most comfortable in using in your writing. So you just want to go ahead and rank order those pieces of information in each category. After you've done that, you're ready for your topic sentences. Remember, topic sentences, are traditionally the things that students struggle with the most right after the thesis statement. And this is because a topic sentence is a mini thesis statement. And so when you're writing your topic sentence, you want to ask yourself, I've looked at the evidence. What point do I want to try to make? And what am I going to try to convince the reader in which I can use this evidence to support my position? And so topic sentences, you want to address the question, so it has to deal with something along the lines of effectiveness and reform. You want to state or identify the similarity in which all the pieces of evidence share. And you want to take a position. The actions of the Protestant Reformation were effective, because blah, blah, blah. And that way, you've given your paragraph some sort of direction in which now, as a reader, I'm looking for the evidence, and I'm looking for the evidence to show me, why or how, the actions of the Protestant Reformation were so effective in producing this change of European society by giving, people another options beside the Catholic Church in which to express and practice their Christian beliefs. So topic sentences do that. After that, I want you to, you're ready for your interpretive commentary, which is just another way of saying, you're ready for your analysis. When you're doing your analysis, the handout says 2 pieces of information. I only really want you to do 1. So select the most important piece of evidence per category and perform your analysis on that. And so let's say, you have Martin Luther. In the analysis section, you want to explain to me or come up with a statement which directly explains to the reader how and why Martin Luther, whatever your topic sentence was. How and why does Martin Luther support your topic sentence and ultimately your thesis statement? Along the lines of thesis statement, now you're ready to create one, to write one. The thesis statement has to do the following. Number 1, it has to address the question and the whole question. And so I'm looking at, were the actions of the Protestant Reformation an effective way to reform, European society? And you also have to address the fact, or you have to address the topic of, were the actions of the Protestant Reformation an effective way to reform the Catholic Church? So your thesis statement has to do 2 things there, or address 2 different areas. Remember, so you've addressed the question, the whole question. You've also established categories of analysis. So these are your categories which you've already established there, and you have to give direction to those categories, which you've done so in your topic sentence. So your thesis statement is essentially, tying everything together. You've gathered evidence, you've established categories, you've established topic sentences, and so now, your thesis statement addresses the question, takes a position, establishes categories of analysis, and gives direction to those categories. I hope that this video has helped you. If you have additional questions or concerns after viewing this video, please come ask me before the day of the test.